This is the new Porsche time machine. Well, obviously not literally. What it literally is the updated 2024 Porsche Cayenne. But it is a car that is out of step with the times. You see, Porsche has made it clear that its future is going to involve a lot of electric vehicles, and that's all great. But this model in particular, the Cayenne S, has turned back the clock by ditching its downsized V6 engine in favour of a good old-fashioned V8. So, there's a lot to dive in on, so let's go and check out this updated high-performance German SUV. Let's start with the question of money and how much the new Cayenne costs. Such is the popularity of the Cayenne, and such is Porsche's mastery of stretching a lineup out of each individual model, there are actually 11 variants of the Cayenne to choose from. There are multiple engine options across both SUV and coupe body styles, and up to 6 specification levels. The range begins with what is simply known as the Cayenne, priced from $138,700, and it rises through the S, E-Hybrid, Turbo E-Hybrid trim lines across both bodies. And the lineup peaks at $364,700 for the outrageously fast Turbo GT Coupe. For this video though, we'll be focusing on the Cayenne S, which is priced from $179,500 for the SUV variant. It sits at the lower end of the range, but it still comes well equipped and importantly features that V8 engine we've already mentioned. Now, if you want more information on the new Cayenne range in terms of its price and spec, make sure you check out my in-depth written review at carsguide.com.au. Turning our attention to the design, this is, of course, effectively a midlife upgrade for the Cayenne. This isn't an all-new model, but that has allowed the Porsche designers to take another look at the form and really refine the shape of this Cayenne. At the front, there's a more aggressive look with a new, more contoured bonnet, restyled grille and new headlight signatures, as well as a tweaked lower apron. At the rear, there's a new rear apron with integrated number plate holder and a new streamlined 3-dimensional taillights that are the same across the entire range. The designers also took a pass at the interior, which has been given a freshen up as well. So it's got a much more modern look. Actually in line with some of the changes Porsche's brought in recent years with the Taycan. You've got this lovely digital dashboard. You've got these, in this particular model, we've got the large center infotainment screen here, but you've also got a screen for your front seat passenger as well. One of the biggest changes that you'll notice though is the gear selector. It seems like a small thing, but they've actually moved the gear selector up here to the top of the dash. It takes a little while to get used to. It's not the most sportiest thing, the little toggle. But what it has done is it's freed up all this space in the center console here. So you've got more room now for, you've got a little cup holder here, you've got a tray for your phone, storage space, cup holders, center console box. It has actually just made for a more practical interior while retaining that sort of modern but sporty look that Porsches are famous for. In the rear of the SUV variants, there's good space for 2 adults or older teenagers and enough room for 3 younger children, making the Cayenne the most family-friendly Porsche you can buy. The coupe models aren't quite so generous, with the tapering roofline eating into some of that headroom needed for taller folks. The boot in the SUV is also quite family-friendly, with the standard Cayenne offering up to 772 litres of room. Turning to what's under the bonnet, and like I said at the beginning, Porsche has bucked the trend of the times and ditched a downsizing for upsizing, specifically with the Cayenne S. It drops the previous turbocharged V6 in favour of a return to a V8 engine. According to Porsche's engineers, quite simply, the V8 engine doesn't have to work as hard and therefore returns a better result under the new, stricter European emissions laws. It's not terribly surprising that this engine doesn't have to work as hard though. It's a twin-turbo 4-litre V8 making 349 kilowatts and 600 newton meters, so it has no trouble moving this big SUV. Other engine options include the 3-litre V6 turbo petrol engine in the entry-level model, known simply as the Cayenne, and it makes 260 kilowatts of power and 500 newton meters of torque. There's also the same V6 engine supported by an electric motor in the E-Hybrid models, which make 346 kilowatts and 650 newton meters. And if none of that is enough for you, Porsche has the range-topping Turbo GT model, which takes the same 4-litre twin-turbo V8 as the Cayenne S and winds up the performance to a seriously impressive 485 kilowatts, and 850 newton meters. Naturally, this broad range of engines means a wide spread of fuel efficiency across the range. Obviously, for those worried about the cost of petrol, the e-hybrid is the pick. It has an electric driving range of up to 86 kilometers and a claimed fuel economy rating of just 1.9 litres per 100 Ks, although like all plug-in hybrids, achieving that figure in the real world will be challenging. The V6 powered Cayenne returns a claimed 10.4 litres per 100 Ks, while the new V8 powered Cayenne S is rated at 12.3 litres. What I really love about this new Cayenne S is the fact that you can do this. You can drive along, you can just be cruising along in what is a very luxurious SUV. Turn the little dial here on the steering wheel to take it from normal mode to sport mode. And all of a sudden you're in a really sporty, high performance SUV with a big growling V8 engine. The exhaust is, crackling and popping. It sounds fantastic. I mean, this is a really, really great engine. And so it's really cool that Porsche has decided to bring it back. And that's really the story of the Cayenne. It's that dual personality. It does all of the luxury parts. It's a comfortable, spacious SUV. It's easy enough to drive around town. It's comfortable, it's quiet. It does all those things. It rides with real compliance. But when you get out on the open road and you want to have some fun, it is actually a fantastic SUV to drive. For, what is a really large 5-seat vehicle. It's a big old wagon, and yet you can genuinely enjoy yourself on some twisty roads. But that's kind of what we've come to expect from Porsche, so that's sort of the cost of entry. It has to be a sportier option. There's so much competition now in this segment of the market. Porsche has to stand out, and Porsche as a brand, it's famous for sports cars. It is a performance, a sporty brand, and therefore this isn't the most luxurious SUV you can buy. It is, it's going to be a little bit firmer, particularly when you get out the open roads, particularly when you dial up sports mode. It is going to bump around a bit more. This is the Cayenne S, but like I say, it's a broad range now. It stretches from the Cayenne, which still has the V6 engine, all the way up to the Turbo GT, which is frankly an absolute beast. I mean, it's got elements of the Lamborghini Urus, the Audi RS-Q8 in it. It is a seriously quick car. So again, it's that breadth of ability that's really impressive about the Cayenne, both the individual models, but also the range as a whole. In terms of safety, the Cayenne has plenty on offer, with Porsche fitting a fairly comprehensive range of equipment as standard across all model lines in the range. This includes front, side, curtain and driver's knee airbags, plus autonomous emergency braking, lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise control and a surround view parking system. There's an active lane keeping assist with crossroad assist, which is a no-cost option on the Turbo E hybrid models and the Turbo GT, but you'll need to pay for it on the rest of the range. NCAP hasn't tested this generation Cayenne, but it has been crash tested by Euro NCAP, who awarded it the maximum 5 stars when it first launched in Europe back in 2017. One area where Porsche is perhaps resting on its laurels is ownership costs and warranty coverage. Despite most major brands moving to 5-year warranties, Porsche is sticking with just 3 years. Porsche is also avoiding the cap price servicing programs that so many other brands offer these days. As such, what you'll pay varies from state to state, so we can't give you a clear and concise indication of what you'll be paying. Fortunately, service intervals for the Cayenne range are a respectable 12 months or 15,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. Time may be running out for the V8 engine, but the Cayenne S is a reminder of just how good it can be. It's powerful, it's responsive, the Cayenne is stylish and it's practical. It's really everything that modern luxury SUV buyers are looking for. And so if this is to be the last V8 or one of the last V8s that Porsche produces, well, at least it's going out on a high. And remember, if you want to learn more about the new Porsche Cayenne, make sure you check out my in-depth written review at carsguide.com.au.